Alright, that's better. So I figured since KOF 15 is about to come out, it's about time to talk about KOF 2002 Unlimited Match. Why, you say? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bigger fan of the sprites. The newer KOF models, I didn't really play KOF 14 because of the way it looked. I'm not gonna lie, the 3D models aren't that appealing, but nonetheless, I'll probably get into KOF 15 because of my newfound appreciation for 2002. So I got this game on a Steam sale probably like 5 months ago, and at the time I played it for probably less than an hour, and I was just kind of really overwhelmed by the cast. The cast was overwhelming with 66 characters. It was almost like when I first started playing Melty Blood with all the moon combinations. I was like, man, there's a lot to learn, go over. When I pick up any fighting game, I generally try to try out multiple characters. I don't really just pick one and stick with it a lot. I want to, see what the game has to offer. So rollback was introduced to 2002 a few months ago. I want to say it was in like November, and that was for the Steam edition. That was cool. I just still didn't get around to really playing it because at the time when it came out, I think I was playing Fighting Herds a lot more and Under Night. So with my current situation, being in a hotel on the road with hotel Wi-Fi, rollback is king. I think about 2 months ago, they finally ported KOF with rollback to PS4 on the PlayStation Store. So I picked it up on the PlayStation Store, and when I picked it up on PlayStation Store is when I really kind of tried to play it little by little. I'm still not really that familiar with KOF mechanics and their system gameplay. I played a very small amount of KOF 13, and outside of that, I honestly don't have much other experience with KOF games, I won't lie. So it's gonna be interesting getting into this game and learning this game. But the issue I have is what controller to use. And I have this toss-up issue with a lot of games, and generally it's between two. After recently popping into an arcade that had a decent amount of Japanese cabinets, like they had games like Melty Blood, MBC2. That was the first time I played Persona Arena at an arcade. Like, I don't have a PS3, so I've never been able to play Persona 4 Arena. Like, never. The first time I played it was in this arcade. It was mind-blowing to me. Like, on a Japanese cabinet in the middle of Massachusetts. Like, it's crazy. Nonetheless, as much as I would like to play on a regular joystick, I don't have that. So my two options right now are Hitbox, which generally my go-to when I start playing a game because I need more experience behind this as opposed to controller, because my muscle memory still isn't as easily there. So generally I try to start games on the Hitbox, but you know, if all else fails, we do still have the Razor Iron, which in itself fails sometimes with certain things, but we'll kind of get into that. That's kind of the big dilemma I have right now. I'm not sure how I want to start. I feel like there's pros and cons to both. I see this game is kind of big on movement, and generally games that are big on movement with air movement, double jumping, super hopping, whatever the case may be, I generally would go for the Hitbox more, because doing things like super hop and super jumps, hyper hop, short hop, whatever the case may be, is so much easier. It's probably the easiest way to do it is on a Hitbox controller. It's strange because I play Melty best on Hitbox, but I cannot for the life of me play Under Night on Hitbox, really. It's like, I don't know what it is. I think it's because Assault is just so much different. Under Night's not as air-based as Melty Blood, so for me, my best Under Night has always been on the Razor Iron, but we'll see. I want to try out both, see what I can get more consistency with and what's easier to pull off combos with. I need to figure out the controller first, and then we'll kind of, put together a team. But let's jump into that. We're going to jump in with Angel. She's probably the person I've spent the most time trying to work on, or lab, or whatever that is in training mode for the most part. So let's jump on with that, jump on with her, see what we can execute, try Hitbox, try Razor Iron, we'll go from there. Alright, so let's try a few things. Let's definitely test out like movement and things like that, and then we're gonna get into execution, attacks, combos, inputs, things of that nature. But let's start here, test out some of her movement and gameplay movement, see if it's comfortable, whatever the case may be. So, alright. Regular walk, dash, run, back dash, short hop, regular jump. Well, it's gotta be forward, but super hop? Is it super jump? Hyper hop. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. Hyper hop. Sorry, like I said, rookie when it comes to the franchise and mechanics and everything. I'm learning as I go, trying to, look online, do my little research. So anyway, things like this, especially since this is a big part of gameplay. Movement, jump-ins, overheads, jumping, aerials, things of that sort. Kind of similar to, like I said, Melty Blood. The way that this is part of the core gameplay. It's like the hitbox really makes this a lot easier. Like, I can do this all day, it's not an issue. Running, no problems. Honestly, movement out of the two, this feels the easiest, at least movement. Let's switch for a second to the Razor Ion and see what the movement feels like. So, bring the Razor Ion. I mean, one thing about this controller still is I do tend to get those misinputs in directions sometimes because I tend to ride the middle of the gate basically with my thumb. So since I don't always stay with my finger out the edge, sometimes I have the center of my thumb here. A lot of times, I've noticed it a lot more recently in playing Under Night. So in Under Night, a lot of times I'm trying to move around or something, or I'm trying to dash up, and if somebody goes to attack, I'll try to block, or I'll try to block low, and the movement from here to here quick doesn't get my down back input. So what happens is I'll get a back input, but I don't crouch, so then I get hit low. And it happened like, almost consistently playing Under Night, but then again, like I said, part of the way this controller is made with the little micro switches and the D-pad. So if you use this controller, you have to try to play more with your thumb on the outside, the outer ring. You do this like I do. It makes inputs, especially DPs, way easier doing it like this, but eventually moving around sometimes you get a miss input, or you don't get a block, or you don't get your down, whatever the case may be. I really love this controller as far as like the way the D-pad feels, those micro switches and the buttons. But for this game, I mean, I could do it. It's just not as consistent because of those switches. Like, you feel them. But you can feel going from down back. I guess it's good for some people. It makes it a little harder for me to do it consistently. Honestly, I feel like the hitbox is better for that. I mean, dashing, running, everything else, no problem on this controller. But whole hyper hop, super jump, I mean, get it sometimes, it just doesn't, I don't feel as confident in the consistency compared to the hitbox. So hitbox is definitely gonna take that one. Now, switch back to the hitbox and test out some moves, combos, things like that, inputs. Certain things the hitbox makes easier, certain things makes harder. So here's the thing with the hitbox, right? Because the games I played best on this are the games that super jump, hyper hop, whatever the case may be. Because of that, on this controller, my muscle memory wise, I have a hard problem sometimes doing up input attacks. Like for Angel, for example, he has her U-chain, starter, middle moves, finishers, all the U-chain stuff. Now the U-chain has the up kick, up punch. I've been honestly working on this for like little by little, like playing the game the past like week, because it's not something I'm used to consistently doing in almost any other game. Any other game I remember recently that had combos or command inputs with up inputs was Shanty and Fighting Hurts, and I think I played. Did I play Shanty on Hitbox? I think I played Shanty on Razor Ion. So that's been kind of an issue for me with her. Now as far as Active P on Hitbox is actually probably the easiest. Like, I can do that consistently now. Unfortunately, taking a while. In the beginning I couldn't. Half circles, And it kind of sucks because Angel kind of relies on these two moves for a lot of her gameplay. I have to work on consistently pianoing, really, because sometimes I do it too fast and press a button and I'm not. There I got all the inputs, you can see. The one before, I didn't get my down back input until after I press kick. So I get the half circle back more consistently. I'm not sure why. Just the way my fingers are made, I guess. Outside of that though, honestly, I'm not finding as much difficulty like learning her moving combos on Hitbox. I mean, it could be easier, but the real big thing with KOF is KOF has very precise timing for combos. Like, it has very tight timing for their strings. They don't have the big buffer windows you see in a lot of the newer fighting games, so like you have to be on point, on the ball with your timing, your combos, your follow-ups. The only newer game that's done that to me as much, really, when I first started learning it, was Under Night, because Under Night has delayed stuff in their combos, so there's a lot of timing in it, but still, the input buffer window for Under Night is still much bigger than this. Worked on one that combos in the super. What was it? This might take me a while. Let me see. Super is just something that like my fingers have to just like spaz a bit. It's kind of this super doing on Hitbox is you have to do back and then DP. So it's like my fingers have to work together sometimes. If I could actually pull out this combo. Let's see. I don't know. I think I talked up, backed it up because I haven't learned it. What else? I got it with this. So that grab combos into the half circle back grab, which is crazy because fighting games that you can combo grab and grab, command grab and command grab is crazy. There it is. Wow. The combos, I mean, if I could ever get consistent. There you go. So there's that, there's that one's simple. How is that? That's not a combo because obviously you saw the whip, but oh yeah, there's stuff like they're really simple overhead mix. Oh, you can. So actually, to get my extra hit. There's that. We have like she really has a lot of options. Let's talk about a little bit of sauce and swag right here for a minute. It's because I had to map my buttons to be able to do this consistently. Because playing on the Hitbox is like give you finger cramps and spasms. So because that little like it's invincible to that's she can do it forward, backwards, in place. It has invincibility. It's just like really saucy for no reason. Grab, like I mean that's if they're not blocking. That grab is can be blocked. From what I've read off of Dream Cancer, I don't know nothing. I just read what all the real pros on Dream Cancer and shit. I don't know. Oh, okay. I guess so. That crossover is nasty. You know, it has the garbage hitbox. Forward, it has no, literally just the elbow, but you have the hot. And she really has. I have to really get used to consistently using the right moves because there's just so many options. Basically, if you press something, something comes out. So she has all her U-chain starters, which are dash, kick. That's not U-chain starter. So the dash is a starter and can also be a finish. Teleport, joint, and it could. You can actually start the attack. Well, you have to be close enough, but you can basically feint and just dash and do the teleport behind if they're not, against the wall. Or you can attack. Oh, I guess that's that was something I wanted to bring up. I did not know what the hell this was really used for as a follow-up besides that. There's not really anything else that I could find to juggle. But I guess if you do the dash, the D version, or you just attack in the front. What can you follow up off of that? Forward P, does that even reach? Okay, so you could do dash into up K, forward P, forward K. Also good. Okay, so can't really. Oh, look at that. Yes, technically you could do it off of what's it called too. Okay, so hold on. You do up punch or up kick for that. That combos. What else? I know that this. Okay, this is a good jump in for sure. But it's literally just active for forever. I definitely need to start using the that more. I don't even know what the hell it is. The feint joint. He feints out. Special move. Magatoki. Oh, Magatoki. I don't know. You could do that neutral like that. Spin in place. She could jump back. She could jump forward. And she could do a finisher off the any of the finishers. Pretty cool. You could feint out in place on some and grab. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna want to go for that one just because it's fucking so long, but or like that is yeah. What other finishers? Well, yeah, I was reading in the very first frames of what's it called of this finisher. What is it? Read that the first few frames of that can be canceled into super or whatever they call super in this game. I apologize if I sound ignorant. SDM. Oh, possibility, buddy boy. So what if I do some goofy boy shit? It's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's gonna take me like 20 minutes to execute, but I'm gonna try to see if I can do this saucy shit. Okay, that's that combo, but that's not what we were looking for. Okay, so if I had SP here, they're not at LP. Let me look at the buttons. LKSK. What I currently have right here is this roll. LP, LK. I mean, that's cute, but I need this. Roll can go here. And I don't really know what else I'm gonna need, so let's just go for that for now. Let me see something. Okay. Now I might be able to learn this. Okay, that's what I need. But I need to throw in the omiyaki in between because I want to make it toss it. So let's see. Ooh. Now, that was a really long time. Let's switch to raise around, see what I could execute out of these same things, basically. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to do as good on this raise around because I really just started off more on the hitbox for this game. Wanted to just for the sake of everything, so simple stuff. Yeah, that's easy. Oh, damn, what are these buttons? I gotta do both of those. Yeah, this is gonna be great. That one's easy though. Now, as far as anything else goes. Yeah, this isn't working out, but there we go. Okay, I can't land that, just not as easy. See, even the hyper hops. Just don't get precise enough inputs. Let's see if I can land the same combo. Oh, back BP on this feels really weird. Dragon. Well, yeah, this is looking like a hitbox game on the execution. It's just so much easier. I'm not even gonna lie. I guess playing like this would be easier, but it just feels too small for me. This controller just never could play Cloud Grip. So I think that's the issue I have, because on a game like this, you definitely need to press multiple buttons for stuff. I can't just keep mapping everything. You got to get used to actually hitting the button. So this one alone, that back UT is like hard on him, like, because of the movement on here from left straight across. A lot of times that crossover, sometimes you get a little bit of a up input or a down input. Just maybe not, it just feels like it does. Like the timing just doesn't feel good on this controller. I don't know what it is. I guess KOF is just an arcade stick game, even though I'm on Hitbox and not, you know, regular stick. Just better slapping them buttons. Like, I can't, like, my brain can't like do this on a controller. I don't know. Okay. It's still, oh my god, that just feels too complex for my brain. I don't know. You would expect it to feel easier on here, but I guess with enough practice, this can be doable. But no actuality, this game, just thinking with the hitbox, which makes sense because, but this is a better use. I'm not gonna lie, I do want to try one of those hitbox type setups. Not hitbox, cross-up. Hitbox cross-up joints. Probably not from Hitbox because it's so hard to get. I might actually get one made by, I don't know, something. Tryouts? I think he made Hitbox style, cross-up style setups with a stick, regular 8 buttons, and then the 3 on top, 1 on the bottom for extra. Like, no, it's really cheating probably, but probably really fun to play on because you just go crazy with your fingers and get arthritis, carpal tunnel, and break your fingers all at one time. So why not? Best of all worlds to me. So for the most part, looking like I said, the hitbox will be my controller choice for this game. So I wanted to split this up because I didn't want it to be too long of a video. So I'm gonna make a separate video going through playing a few characters. I kind of already have a general idea of I want, but I'm gonna try a few people. I really should be getting back on stream. I haven't streamed on Twitch much often lately, but I should get back on stream with something like this game so I could lab up, have people jump in, teach me the ropes. Because like I said, I don't really have any prior knowledge of this game, this franchise, their mechanics for the most part. When I played KOF 13, it was the most casual. Like I got drugged really bad. I didn't learn any combos, and I was just like, yeah. In this game, I'm trying to go through and lab up a little bit, get something down pat with a character before I actually take them online. So that being said, really at the end of the day with this game, I'm not trying to pick the most complex difficult characters because I really don't know the game. So I'm trying to make a little simple to play guerrilla team. So we're gonna see who I can put together, make the guerrilla team. I'm gonna put out in the next video, like I said. After that, I'm gonna have on this KOF controller roundup joint. There's another controller I might check out. I actually want to try out that though I don't have an Xbox, I want to try out the new Hori Fighting Commander Octa. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I do have my Razor Round and my regular Hori Fighting Commander here with me, so I could kind of do a little comparison. I also have a DualShock 4 here, so do a little controller comparison here and test it out, see what it's like. You know, always down to try some new controllers, different stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if that's something you guys are looking for. Get back for some more content, and I will catch you guys next time.